joined by the head of the ANC election campaign, that is Malusi Gigaba. He has a tough task ahead of him. The manifesto presented here today, all the documents of the ANC that form policy, the National Development Plan and the outcomes of the various conferences all melted down to something that he now needs to go out and sell to voters across the length and breadth of South Africa. Malusi Gigaba, thank you so much for joining us. You have a tough task ahead of you. It's convincing already some of the skeptics. Already reacting on social media, for example, about some of the issues that you are committing to, the 6 million jobs, someone saying that is the biggest joke ever. How will you take this message to the people? What structures are in place for you as the head of the ANC election campaign?
You know, what is at the ANC's advantage is the extensive machinery that we have right across the country. We exist virtually in every community. We have the ability to reach out to the people everywhere without even relying on the media or any other such medium. And so those volunteers of the ANC are going to be the shock troopers, the catalysts of the ANC, the people with whom we are going to break the back of this camel. And we are very confident. Our volunteers have been trained in what they need to say, in the message they have to spread. And we are now going to take them through the manifesto so that we synchronize our message, so that they are able to take that message, simplify it for the different communities. And so it's going to be an exciting period for us. Yes, it's going to be difficult because it's a lot of work, but we've got an extensive machinery. We're confident that with our volunteers, as well as the overwhelming support that we continue to enjoy, if you look at the support we've received at this rally, able to fill the main stadium, the 3 overflows, and still have many people who were caught in between, but in the vicinity of the rally, it means that the ANC continues to enjoy massive support.
But now, there's a tone that many analysts have been commenting about, that you seem to have taken a particularly aggressive tone in this election. Basically, you're not waiting for the opposition to attack you. You have beat out first. Example, President Zuma's speech at the rally in Ganyamazane, basically going for the opposition and saying a vote for the opposition is a wasted vote. Why would you vote for a small party that won't be able to? Is that a strategy, a deliberate strategy on your part, that you're not waiting to be attacked, you are attacking first?
The ANC is presenting itself before the people of South Africa for them to renew its mandate. We are focusing on the ANC and the critical message of the ANC. There are 2 issues that we are raising in the manifesto. One is that we are going to pursue radical transformation. In his own message, the president says that in the manifesto that radical economic transformation is the critical question, the single most important question this election must answer. But secondly, we are saying that there are choices that the people of South Africa are facing. It's whether they support radical economic transformation, the scrapping of the willing seller, willing buyer principle, whether they support the national health insurance, the massive infrastructure development program, the Black Economic Empowerment Program, or they support the negation and opposition to those programs. What we are saying as the ANC is that we've placed before our people our own views about what needs to be done. And we are not going to be bothered by what anybody thinks. We are not going to be bothered by what the analysts are saying or the opposition parties are saying. We are going to focus on the message of the ANC.
But what are you telling your volunteers? I mean, you're saying you'll take them through the manifesto and take them through what to tell the people. But what are you telling them when it comes to issues that have caused you headaches? Issues that certainly some in the middle class have cared about, and also voters in urban areas. What are you telling them to tell the people when they are asked about things like e-tolling, things like Nkandla, things like Gupta Gate? Because those questions will certainly arise.
You know, there already have been processes which have been followed with regard to all of those issues. And so the good thing is that nobody has swept all of those issues under the ground. And the critical issue is not just these issues. The critical issue for the people of South Africa is lack of jobs and unemployment, it's inequality and poverty. And those are issues that have come up and were raised with the ANC as we were conducting our manifesto forums and conducting our own surveys. Even the independent surveys are saying that the most critical issue before the people of South Africa is unemployment. But we are not going to shy away from any controversial issue. So we will address the issues of the landing in Waterkloof. We will address the issues of the e-tolls, because the question of the e-tolls is at the very center of infrastructure development in our country, which we've been speaking about. And the issues of Kandla, we will address them and take them through the steps that we have taken to address all of those.
Malusi, I just want to finish by asking you about a question that many people have asked, the blurring of lines between party and state, and also sort of this line, this fine line between what is state delivery and the timing thereof, and the messages that are out there. I mean, surely you do not expect us to believe that it's sheer coincidence that the government of Gauteng takes out billboards that are in black, green and gold when their colors are blue and white, telling us about the achievements of the past 2 decades at a critical time like this, election time. Is there a blurring of lines as far as where you stand as head of the ANC election campaign?
There's no blurring of lines. The government of Gauteng chose gold and green, and actually the writing was in black. It has nothing to do with the ANC. It's the same thing that other parties are doing in the provinces which they are running.
Events where there are T-shirts of the ANC handed out?
They're saying what?
The state events where there are ANC T-shirts being worn, chanting of slogans.
ANC members have a right to wear their ANC T-shirts to those events, especially when there has not been an announcement that they should not. What the government of KwaZulu-Natal usually does is to announce on public media that we are having a government event and people are advised not to wear their party political T-shirts. But where that has not happened, people are at liberty to wear as they please. But there is no blurring of the lines. And that is why we are very careful to ensure that government programs remain government programs. And we are not going to say to South Africans, over 65% of whom support the ANC, whenever there is a government activity, you members of the ANC don't attend, leave it to the other 35%.
Malusi Gigaba, thank you so much for joining us. That is the head of the ANC election campaign, Malusi Gigaba, a man tasked with delivering an overwhelming majority to the ANC that they desire. And it's back to you, Refilwe.
Know more. eNCA.com